Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Bueno, the Alai player manager. Can you briefly share your background in Alai and how you became involved with the game at the casino?
Yes, I became involved with the Casino Dania Beach in 2009. Before that, I was a professional highlight player for 24 years at Miami Highlight. Played many tournaments here in Dania, and one day I was coming to visit a friend that worked here at that time, and he introduced me to the board of directors of that ownership group at that time. And they invited me to the boardroom to discuss their operations. And shortly after having a brief discussion about their operations, the players, the contracts, they hired me as a consultant in 2009.
How do you go about recruiting highlight players to compete here at Dania Beach?
The recruiting process has changed a lot over the years. Years ago, the player manager would fly to Spain or France to see the prospects and try to pick players for their roster. But now, between YouTube and WhatsApp and just different forms of video that I could watch, I have some trusted scouts, both in Spain and France, that give me names. They explain to me what level they play at, and then I watch footage of them playing to make my selection.
What does a typical day look like for a highlight player during the season, both on and off the court?
Usually the highlight players come to the fronton in the morning, probably 10, 11 o'clock, and they'll train either on the court or in the gym. And then from there, they'll go home and have some lunch and get some rest and prepare for the evening performance that usually starts at 7 p.m. Off of the court, they enjoy the beaches and going to different hot spots here in South Florida to learn about the area and the culture of Florida.
What happens with the players once the season ends? Do they compete elsewhere or return home?
After the season, most of the players do go home, whether it's Spain or France, and the summertime is where all the biggest tournaments for highlight happen in the Basque region. So most of the players will continue to train throughout the year and play select tournaments, usually in the summer and sometimes early fall.
Are there female highlight players in the sport today, and do you see that presence growing in the future?
Right now, there's a huge movement of women highlight players in Spain and France. Most of them are very young. They're not adults yet. They're all under the age of 18, but they've been playing for many years, and they're at a point of their game where they could compete. And we've discussed having women play here in Dania. It's not as easy. We would have to bring players from Spain and France over here to play. They're all young, but it's something that we've discussed, and maybe having a tournament for women or even introducing it to women athletes already living here in South Florida.
Who were the season's top performers, and what do the winners receive?
The top performers, there's prize money for the tournament for the singles, the doubles, and the most wins championships, along with cash prizes. They also win awards, ceremonial plaques. This season we had Johan and Gorka Sorozaba, which played here from 2019 to 2021, then went back to France and Spain to play tournaments, and now they returned for this season. And they won not only the doubles championship, but they also won the Biscayne Cup.
What were some of the standout moments or highlights from the past season?
Without a doubt, the standout highlight of the season was the Biscayne Cup. We had the team that won the Dania Beach Invitational, which was Johan and Gorka. They were automatically in the Biscayne Cup, and they made it to the finals, and they went up against the number one team in the world, also the favorite for the tournament, and they were able to beat them to win the championship.
How and when do you begin preparing and selecting players for the next season?
Normally, I start contacting players around June or July and just start these long conversations of who's available, who wants to return, who we want to bring back, what they're up to as far as competing and health-wise. And then right around September or early October, we start signing contracts and preparing players after they've committed to get them here for early December.
Looking back over your career, what are the biggest changes you've seen in highlight over the years?
Well, there's two parts to that question. There's the business side of it, and then there's the game side of it. As far as the business side, there's a lot of competition now for the sport of highlight. There's other major leagues, baseball, basketball, football, that wasn't here years ago. Also, casinos and other gambling positions. And so the sport has seen a drop in attendance in that area. But as far as the game itself, it hasn't changed in years. It's the same rhythm, it's the same style of play. The players come out, they compete for prizes, and the game is as exciting today as it was 50 years ago.
Thank you, Benny, for spending time with us. Would you like to share a final message?
I think that I've been here for many years. 2009, with the first ownership group that was here when I arrived, worked for them for 4 years, and then the Argentine owners came in and bought. And before that, there was no casino. In 2016, the casino was built in 2015 and opened in 2016, and it changed the dynamics in a positive way where before, when it was just Alai, there was people in the building. But now with the casino and the shows and the buffet and the full package that is the destination, we get more foot traffic and more interest in the game, which is always a positive because our objective in the highlight department is to make highlight exciting for everybody in South Florida.